guys, so today I'm going to be doing, finally doing my get to know me video. I've been asked to do this for a few times over the last few months, but I don't know, I just haven't for some reason. I've actually recorded it a couple of times, but anytime I watch the footage, I'll be really honest, watching myself on camera is still really awkward and uncomfortable for me. And I know that sounds weird because I do, the videos, and this wasn't something that I'm forced to do, obviously. This is something that I chose to do and want to do. But tutorials are pretty straightforward and easy. Talking about myself on camera is kind of uncomfortable for me, but I am connecting with you guys on a more personal level. There's several of you that we email back and forth, and I just really like that dialogue and that conversation, and so I feel like it's important for me to kind of share a little bit more about myself outside of just the makeup tutorials, so you kind of know who I am and know how I got here. So I do have some questions that were posted on YouTube and on Facebook that you guys submitted that you wanted me to answer, so I'm going to answer those. I think that'll be easy for me to kind of talk about myself, because talking about myself is a little weird for me. But I'm going to answer these, and then I'll just kind of, tell you anything else about myself that I don't cover. So the first question was, did you go to school for makeup? So I did not go to school for makeup. I actually got into makeup when I was in college, and first of all, I've always loved makeup. I mean, since I was 12 years old or earlier, I can always remember loving makeup. And so when I was in high school, I started, wearing a little bit more makeup, and I started going to the MAC counter. And I was always at the MAC counter, literally. I was working, I think, at R&B in the mall at the time, and anytime I would get a paycheck, every time I would get a paycheck, I would just go to the MAC counter and pretty much spend half of it there. And so there was a position that popped up for a part-time 12-hour position when I was in college, and I was a part-time nanny at the time, but I interviewed for the position, I started working there, and what started as just kind of like a part-time job, honestly, I never thought makeup was going to be a career for me. I really thought it was just going to be something I did for fun when I was in school. Really grew to be so much more, obviously, because here I am 13, or was it in 14? It's been a long time. At least 13 years later, still doing it. So I didn't go to school, but I did work for MAC for almost 6 years. The last 2 years that I was at MAC, I was actually a regional trainer, so I had to move to San Antonio. I'm from Austin originally, and I worked at the MAC counter in Saks Fifth Avenue here in Austin for up until that point. When I became a trainer, I moved to San Antonio, and my position was responsible for helping train and develop all of the artists that worked within the region that I had, which was 8 different cities in South Texas. So I worked with about 160 makeup artists at those 16 retail stores, and that by far is the best training I think I could have gotten ever. Having the opportunity to work with so many different artists with so many different skills and talents, and learning from them and watching them and just, observing that's the best way I think to learn makeup, and also doing it every day. Working at a retail store, whether it's MAC or, I am a little biased because I do think that MAC has the best training of all cosmetic brands. Working at a makeup counter is the best because you have the opportunity to practice makeup every day. You have women of all ages, of all skin types, of all ethnicities coming up to the counter asking you to put their makeup on, and so that's the best way to learn, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm gonna try not to take that much time on each question. Married, I am married. My husband and I my husband's name is Paul. We've been married it'll be 8 years this year. That's crazy. We've been together, it'll be 12 years this year. So we've been together 12 years, married for 8 years. How did we meet? So we actually met, we've been together 12 years, we actually met 13 years. So 13 years ago, I went to a party in college, and I was introduced to him, and I was immediately attracted to him, but I couldn't get his attention. I was trying to kind of see if he was looking my way the whole night, or try to, see if the feeling was mutual, but he literally just kind of shook my hand and said, "Nice to meet you," and then that was all that I got the whole night. And then I never saw him again. And then actually almost to the week, a year later, I was at another party. I was in college, that's what you did. I was at another party, and I walked in, and I immediately recognized him. And so I went up to him and I said, "Hey, your name is Paul, right?" And he looked at me like he had no idea who I was, and so I kind of had to jog his memory and remind him, "Hey, I met you a year ago, blah, blah, blah." And at least he pretended to remember me. I don't know if he really did or not, but that's the night that we started talking, and we really connected. And I remember staying up till 4 o'clock in the morning at this party, sitting in the backyard of this party, just kind of talking. And that's actually when I had just gotten hired at MAC. And I just gotten hired at Mac, and I don't even know if I had started yet, but I was so excited. And I remember sitting in that backyard just talking about my dreams and my goals and my ambition and what I wanted to do, and it was all around makeup. And I remember him telling me later that that is something that really attracted him to me, was how passionate I was about that, which really meant a lot to me, because honestly at that time in my life I didn't think makeup was a career really. I was really lost in what I wanted to do, and I just felt this pressure of go to school and get a 4-year degree and get a safe job, but I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what I wanted. I knew that I loved makeup, and that's all I really knew at the time, and it was nice for someone to kind of appreciate that about me. So anyway, that's how we met. Okay, do we have kids? Yes, we do. We have 2 little girls. We have one that is going to be 3 later this month, and then we have a 6-month-old. So we're very, very busy with them. And the other question is, are we going to try for a boy? I don't know yet. That's still undecided. Probably. I think so. I think we might have another baby. And I honestly don't care if I would love to have a baby boy. But I would also love to have a house full of girls. So I don't care if it's a boy or girl, but yes, we might have another baby. Would I ever go back to freelancing? So I actually still do makeup a little bit here and there. My quick short story is I worked for Mac for about 6 years. I left and I started working in a completely different industry. I started working in advertising. I really just wanted to get back to Austin. My husband and I had just gotten married, and I was living in San Antonio for Mac, and I was traveling a lot, working retail hours. And it wasn't, I loved working for Mac and I loved makeup obviously, but I didn't love the whole retail side of it. I didn't love, getting up the day after Thanksgiving to go to the mall and work for, 6 a.m. I didn't love working on the weekends all the time. I didn't love traveling. And I knew that even though I loved makeup, I knew I wanted to have a family, and I just wanted some more regularity to my schedule. And so I decided to leave Mac, and I worked in advertising sales. I moved back to Austin. We both did. And anyway, I did that for about a year, and then I realized I missed doing makeup. That was that year of not doing it. Really, a light bulb went off for me, and I was like, you know what? This is my passion. This is what fuels my soul. This is what I need to do. And so I launched a wedding makeup business, and Monday through Friday I'd work in advertising, and Saturday and Sunday I'd work with brides. And I did that for the next 4 to 5 years. I would pretty much work Monday through Sunday, but it was great because my husband was, he was working full time. He was finishing up his MBA, so we were both really busy. We didn't have kids at the time. We just, we were both very ambitious in what we wanted to do. We knew what we wanted to do, and so that schedule was okay. When we had my first daughter about 3 years ago, I knew I couldn't do all of that, obviously. And I had always known that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. I always knew that before we even talked about having a family. That's what I really wanted. So I quit my full-time job, and I had the intention of just doing wedding makeup. So I would stay home during the week, and then I would just hustle it on the weekends with weddings. And then the first few months that I did that, I started to burn myself out, because even though I was at home during the week with my baby, on the weekends is when my husband was home and I was always gone. And so I felt like, we were a new family, but we weren't having that family time. We weren't enjoying that time together. And so and unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of weddings on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I actually pulled back from freelancing. I do have a team of makeup artists in Austin though. So I still am involved in the business, and I do maybe like 1 wedding a month or so now still. I did get involved with a skincare company and in the direct selling channel, and that has been great. I started that business really to kind of supplement the income that I was going to be giving up when I quit doing wedding makeup. And that business took off really fast, and it turned out to be a lot of fun, and I made some great friendships through that. And so that business has really allowed me the freedom to kind of step back and work when I want. But makeup is my passion, and so YouTube has really been able to fill that void for me. That's why I started YouTube. I felt like I needed to be doing makeup, but I wanted to do it on my own schedule and my own time. I mean, like right now it's 9:45, my kids are asleep, I'm shooting this video, I'll edit it a little bit tonight, but really I fit it in when I can. So that's why I started YouTube. So that'll answer my next question: is YouTube a hobby, or do you want it to be more? So I started it really just kind of as a hobby, and of course that is what it is now. I would love for it to be more, but honestly, if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna still do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching makeup, I'm very passionate about makeup, I love sharing it. I'm the type of person that wants to share everything, makeup or makeup, set aside makeup. I mean, if I go to a hair salon and I get, a new stylist, I want to share it on Facebook. If I, try a new protein shake at the smoothie shop that's amazing, I want to share it. I'm just that person that likes to share things that I love. And so it's natural that I'm doing something like this. Have you always lived in Texas? I have always lived in Texas. I was born and raised in Austin, and I lived here my whole life, aside from those 2 years that I lived in San Antonio when I was working for Mac. But I, without a doubt, believe that I will always live in Austin. My family's from Austin. My husband's family's from Austin. He was born here. We don't ever want to leave. I guess I can never say never, but I don't ever see us ever leaving Austin. Products you can't leave the house without. Okay, so definitely eyebrows, concealer, blush, and well, I have lash extensions, so I can't say mascara, but I'm actually thinking about letting them go for a little bit. So once I don't have lash extensions, then we're gonna add mascara to that list. What do you do for me time? So I really enjoy exercising and working out. And running, I really love running. Some of the things I like to do like pure bar, those types of exercises. I like to do step aerobics. I love to run, and I like to lift weights and all that stuff. Nutrition and exercise is another part of my life that I feel kind of defines who I am. About 14 years ago, my last year of high school, and my first year of college, I gained a lot of weight, and I started working out and exercising to try and lose that weight. And I was having a difficult time doing that, actually. And I ran into this lady at the gym, and I had been watching her those several months that I was working out, and I was watching her completely transform her body. She lost a ton of weight. And I approached her and asked her, what are you doing? Like, I'm here at the gym 5 days a week, and I think I've lost 5 pounds in 3 months. Like, if this is what it takes, this is really deflating. And so I'll never forget this lady ever. She told me to come over to her house, and she sat me down for about an hour and showed me everything in her fridge and her pantry. She showed me what she ate, and kind of, her meal plans. And so I implemented that into my life. And the next 3 months, I lost 30 pounds. So after kind of going through that experience, I really became hooked on fitness and exercise and just living a healthy, balanced life. And since then, I've really, to be very honest and transparent, there have been times when I have been living a very healthy, balanced life, and then there's times when I've become a little obsessed with it, and I would say it hasn't been so healthy. It's kind of a struggle, but that is definitely something that I try and live my life by, just a very healthy lifestyle. So I love fitness and nutrition as well. What else do I do for me time? I like to shop. I like to watch YouTube. I like to go to the salon. I don't go all the time, but I enjoy that. What else do I do for me time? I like to run. I think running, we have something in Austin called Town Lake, and it's beautiful. It's basically a trail that goes around the center of Austin, around this Ladybird Lake, and it's just so nice, and it's almost like therapy for me. Like, I just go and I put my headphones on and I run by myself, and it's just, I could be in the worst mood or having the most difficult day, and after running, 3 or 4 miles, I don't run huge long distances, but after that, I just feel so much better. So that's probably my favorite thing to do. What's your personal style? So I'm pretty, I wouldn't say conservative. I'm pretty classic, maybe is the right word. I don't know. I'm not a real super trendy person. I always admire that on other women, and when I see things on fashion blogs, I'm like, that's so cute. But when I go to the mall and I buy stuff like that and I put it on, it just doesn't feel like me. I need pieces that are comfortable. I need pieces that are timeless, because I don't really shop for clothes a whole lot. And I have little kids, so I'm holding a baby that spits up all the time. I don't want to be in something that I'm going to have to worry too much about. So honestly, my style is pretty classic, simple, comfortable. That's kind of my style. Okay, so what else about me? I have 2 pugs. I love dogs. I love animals. I guess that's all I can think of. I want to thank you guys for watching. Really, it does mean a lot to me. When I actually didn't start getting into YouTube until I decided to do videos, believe it or not. I wasn't someone that watched YouTube for years before I decided to do a channel. I just thought I would do it, and then that's when I started watching videos, and it's now become something that I love. It's really become something that I am very proud of to do. I really get a sense of pride out of doing these videos and posting them. I always try to make my next one better than my last one. And anyway, it's just great to hear feedback from you guys. So when you post comments or you shoot me an email or you tweet me or whatever, you know, it just really, it really makes all of it worth it, all the extra time that I spend, you know, doing this video. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I've probably talked way more than you want to know about me, but I hope I didn't put you to sleep, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.